Thank you, Chair, and congratulations to AM Cooper on her speech. She'll be the next Deputy Mayor, I'm sure, under Sadiq Khan. Chair, is it any wonder that Londoners often have contempt for us politicians when we can't even come up with a plan in 17 months to reopen a bridge? I will, as I am one of the 2 constituency members for the bridge, in 4 easy steps explain where we are and what we need to do to sort this mess out. Step 1, and I agree with AM Cooper on this, the bridge is Victorian. It is old. The IRA even tried to blow it up twice. It has always needed more money spent on it, real money, tens if not hundreds of thousands of pounds every year, and now of course it's millions. And no political party has done this for decades. But in my 4 years on this assembly, I've pushed for this to change, supported by my senior colleague AM Arbour, and by AM Bailey, and by Councillor Andrew Brown of the local London Borough. Step 2, the bridge is owned by the London Borough of Hammersmith and Fulham, and one person has obstructed the need to maintain this asset at every possible step, Chair. Chair, in local government, we often get on. Unlike Parliament, which is a bit too Punch and Judy, local government leaders do get on. We work cross-party. Labour, Tory, even some Lib Dems. But there's one unfortunate exception, Chair. Councillor Stephen Cowan of the London Borough of Hammersmith and Fulham. I'm afraid I've known him a long time. And his usual petty and partisan approach, he ignored freedom of information requests by people, including myself, to get hold of the engineer's asset report right at the beginning of my 4-year term. He cited security grounds for not giving it to me, or indeed to local councillors or Hammersmith or Barnes residents. So surprise, surprise, in April of last year, the bridge was closed, understandably, to all vehicles except bicycles and pedestrians on safety grounds. Step 3, as AM Arbour completely rightly says many times to the Mayor, Transport for London is the strategic road authority for London. To be fair to Mr Khan, just for a moment, after some foot dragging, TfL did effectively take over from the hapless LBHF and start to study, if not resolve, this problem. But despite regular NQT dialogue by myself and Tony Arbour, the Mayor has failed to instil a sense of urgency into this slow-moving oil tanker, which is Transport for London. A letter from Baroness Veer of the DOT dated the 4th of September this year to the MP on the Barnes side of the bridge made it very clear, and the Mayor tried to avoid this morning. It's taken TfL 6 long months, and I know we've had COVID, but still 6 long months since a meeting on the 9th of March to actually respond. It's very simple. The government can give money if they have a well-costed plan. TfL have dragged their heels, the usual glacial pace of TfL speed. So step 4. The public rightly hates politicians playing politics, and I do agree with Mr Khan, although really he's got a nerve, hasn't he? While lives are disrupted. But just when schools and work are beginning to return to a new normal, the bridge has now been completely closed only last month. And I've been down there every week with my residents since. They feel they're completely cut off. Not only the very elderly and disabled who have been trapped in their homes for 16 long months before last month, but now the whole of West London, both Barnes and Hammersmith. And Chair, this is my one very party political point, I'm afraid to say. I am not the only one suspicious that those who politically oppose the motor car were quite happy for the bridge to be solely open to the so-called green options until August of this year. The Mayor's red-green sympathies are well known ahead of what would have been an election, of course, last May. The TfL foot-dragging isn't just glacial, it's more than a coincidence. So, when AM Cooper grudgingly congratulates my government in stepping in because of a useless council and a useless mayor, I agree with her. Grant Shapps and Charlotte Vere, who I'm a pleasure to say are colleagues of mine, will have to sort this now because TfL, the mayor and the London Borough have screwed up. Thank you.
Right.